Hey, Omar, wait up.
Oh, hey, Ali, what's up?
Hey, Omar, wait up.
Oh, hey, Ali, what's up?
Not much. Did you finish the math homework? It was so hard.
Yeah, I did. I stayed up late last night. Do you need help?
Not much. Did you finish the math homework? It was so hard.
Yeah, I did. I stayed up late last night. Do you need help?
Really? You're a lifesaver. I didn't understand question number 5.
No problem. Let's sit here. I'll explain it quickly before class.
Really? You're a lifesaver. I didn't understand question number 5.
No problem. Let's sit here. I'll explain it quickly before class.
Thanks, man. You're way better at math than me.
Haha, just practice. Hey, are you free after school today?
Thanks, man. You're way better at math than me.
Haha, just practice. Hey, are you free after school today?
Yeah, why?
A few of us are playing football at the park. Wanna join?
Yeah, why?
A few of us are playing football at the park. Wanna join?
Sounds fun, but I have to finish my science project first.
Oh, right, the one about volcanoes. That's due next week, right?
Sounds fun, but I have to finish my science project first.
Oh, right, the one about volcanoes. That's due next week, right?
Yeah, but I want to finish early. Maybe I'll come later if there's time.
Cool, just text me.
Yeah, but I want to finish early. Maybe I'll come later if there's time.
Cool, just text me.
By the way, did you see Ahmed this morning? He came to school with 2 different shoes.
Ha ha ha, yes, he only noticed when Sarah pointed it out.
By the way, did you see Ahmed this morning? He came to school with 2 different shoes.
Ha ha ha, yes, he only noticed when Sarah pointed it out.
Poor guy. He was so embarrassed.
Well, at least it made our morning funnier.
Poor guy. He was so embarrassed.
Well, at least it made our morning funnier. Oh no, we're late. Let's run.
Race you to class.
Ugh, this rice is so dry. It's like they forgot water while cooking it.
Laughs and look at this chicken. Is it rubber or meat? Ha 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 ha.
Definitely rubber. Maybe we can use it as a football later.
Ha 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 ha. I miss my mom's cooking.
Same. Hey, want to share my sandwich instead? My mom packed extra.
Really? You're the best. So, any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, my cousin's visiting and we're going to the new mall. There's a gaming zone there.
No way. I heard they have VR games too.
Exactly. Want to come with us?
I'd love to, but I have to ask my parents first.
Cool, let me know. Oh, and if your little brother wants to join, he's welcome too.
Really? He'll freak out. He's been begging me to take him there. Did you hear about Mr. Fahad?
No, what happened?
Apparently, he accidentally sent a meme to the whole class group instead of the homework file.
No way. Which meme?
That cat wearing sunglasses saying, "I'm not lazy, I'm in energy-saving mode."
Oh my god, I wish I was in that group. Did he delete it?
Nope. He just wrote, "Disregard the last message," and sent the homework like nothing happened.
Classic Mr. Fahad. Man, I'm really worried about the science exam next week.
Me too. I barely understand Chapter 4.
Want to study together after school tomorrow? We can quiz each other.
That'd be great. My house or yours?
Yours. Your mom makes those amazing cookies.
You only want me for my mom's cookies.
Grins. Maybe, but also because you explain things better than the teacher.
Fine, deal. But you're bringing juice.
Ever been in that spot where you just need to get a handle on everyday chats, like those common phrases for when you're traveling, maybe, or just tuning into what people are saying day to day? Well, that's our focus today. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding spoken English in the real world.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, I think, is how he gets us past just, single words or grammar rules. We're diving straight into how conversations actually, unfold.
Exactly. For this deep dive, we've got a fantastic resource. It's a YouTube transcript just loaded with short, punchy English dialogues. This isn't about dry theory or anything.
No, it's much more practical.
It's a real-time look at how people communicate across a ton of different situations.
Yeah, we're talking about everything from the really routine stuff like making plans with friends, asking for help, to the more personal things like sharing what you love or maybe can't stand about food, movies, even pets.
Right. The source just throws us into all sorts of scenarios. Sorting out weekend plans, figuring out what to do if you lose your bag, maybe wanting to taste some genuine Thai food, or just, running into someone you know on the street. It's a real slice of daily life.
And for you listening in, we're basically extracting the gold here. We'll point out those phrases that pop up again and again. We'll highlight the natural give and take of these conversations and ultimately just give you a better feel for what to expect and how to follow along in, typical English exchanges.
Yeah, our goal today is pretty straightforward. Just to give you a practical grasp of everyday spoken English by really digging into the details, the nuances within these dialogues. Okay, let's get into it, shall we?
Sounds good.
We're going to kick off with something we all navigate, making plans and social arrangements.
Right. And what's interesting to observe here, I think, is how these simple exchanges can reveal some key things about, say, politeness and maybe how direct people tend to be in English conversation.
Just kicking off plans, for instance. We see a pretty direct question like, would you like to go see a movie later?
Yeah, simple enough.
And then the flexibility of offering a backup plan. How about on Sunday? Notice how that keeps the possibility open,
Definitely. And the quick, clear way people confirm they're free. Sunday is good, my schedule is free. It's efficient. Right, straight to the point.
Then there's that common courtesy of offering a hand, like, let me know so I can help you. And the simple, appreciative response, thanks for offering. These little back and forths, they really oil the wheels of conversation, don't they?
They do. We also see different ways invitations get extended. Someone might casually say, well, he will be at my party this weekend, you should say hi, which is kind of a gentle nudge to connect.
Right.
Or you'll hear more direct suggestions like, why don't we play Scrabble outside? Or maybe, why don't you join me for a spin class this weekend?
And if you're keen, how do you nail down the details?
Yeah.
A simple exchange like, when will the birthday party start? It will start around noon.
That's perfect. I will see you then.
Yeah, exactly. Very clear, very conclusive.
It's also worth noting how people gracefully decline an invitation sometimes. Often, instead of just a flat no, there's a reason provided, like, I don't like bungee jumping. It's scary.
Right.
And sometimes they even offer an alternative. I'd rather try something like rock wall climbing. It sort of softens the rejection.
Exactly. It's a way of saying, it's not you, it's the bungee jumping.
Yeah.
And what about connecting people? The dialogue gives us a nice little template for that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Mr. Edwards over there?
No.
But I have always wanted to talk to him.
Okay.
Shall I introduce you to him? Thanks, it's my honor to meet him. A polite and, pretty formal way to facilitate an introduction there.
Yeah, definitely more formal. And as a conversation naturally winds down, there are standard polite ways to signal that, aren't there? Like, it's getting late, I've got to go. Sometimes followed by a practical suggestion if you're heading the same way. Do you want to share a taxi together?
Yeah, makes sense. Lastly, let's look at a really common everyday scenario. Just setting up coffee.
Right.
What time do you want me for coffee on Saturday? I can do any time before noon.
Shall we make it at 10 a.m.?
No problem. See? Brief, gets right to the point, confirms the plan. Yeah. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Now we're going to explore situations where we need to ask for help or, sort out a problem.
Yeah, this section really highlights how to clearly state what you need and also the typical ways people respond, either with offers of support or solutions.
A very direct way to ask for help is shown. How can I help you? I set my bag down on the train and now I cannot find it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And the response is equally direct, aimed at a solution. Please write your name and phone number here. We will call you when we find your bag. Very clear, very action-oriented.
We also see common scenarios like apologizing for being late. Sorry, I'm late. I got stuck in traffic. Or there's a delay because of construction. Notice how the explanation gives context, a reason for the delay.
Yeah, that's crucial. And what happens when you're after some local knowledge? Like, I'd like to try some typical Thai food. Do you know any good restaurants around here?
Uh-huh.
Yes, my favorite is downtown.
Okay, but where?
Where, exactly? In the mall's food court. So it's a common way to get those recommendations.
Right. Expressing when you're not feeling your best is another frequent need. Someone might say, I'm not feeling very well today.
And the response?
I'm sorry to hear that what's bothering you, followed by, I have a headache, I might have a fever.
And then some simple advice. You should take your temperature and go relax. It shows concern and offers practical, simple advice.
Definitely.
If you're in a shop, you might hear, excuse me, do you need any help?
Standard phrase.
Yes, I'm looking for a new book to read. It's a standard way for shop staff to offer assistance.
And arranging appointments is another key area. For example, requesting a haircut. Hello, how may I help you? I would like to get a haircut. Then setting the time. We open at 9 a.m., and what time do you want to come? I'd like 10:30 if it is available. It's polite, specific about the time, but still checks for availability.
Dealing with things that aren't working is also covered, like the washing machine doesn't work.
Oh, no. Really? When did you find out?
When I tried to wash your denim jeans last night.
Oops. Then I will call the electrician now to come and repair it. So it shows a problem being reported and then a commitment to fixing it.
Exactly. Asking for directions is a classic example of needing help, and the dialogues offer a few variations. A straightforward one. Excuse me, do you know the way to the zoo?
Yes. Do you see the gas station over there?
Oh, yes.
Okay, turn right at the gas station and you will soon find the zoo. Notice the use of landmark to guide them.
Yeah, very common. We also see a slightly more detailed request. Excuse me, where is the nearest post office?
It's right at the corner of Broadway Street.
But then a follow-up. Is it across from a mall or a store?
It's across from the shopping mall. That follow-up question shows the need for more specific details, doesn't it?
It does. And then there's a really detailed direction request for a bookstore. It involves multiple landmarks, turns, counting blocks, even an estimate of walking time. Around 20 minutes.
Wow, that's quite involved.
Yeah, it illustrates how specific you might need to be sometimes, and also, how patient people often are when giving directions like that.
That's true. Reporting a lost item gets a very clear and direct response, too. I left my bag on a train.
And the advice.
You should go to the lost and found, followed by directions. Where is it? Right next to the station entrance on the right-hand side. Direct provides the necessary info.
Spot on. Even something as routine as needing an early start is implied in this exchange. It's only 5 o'clock. Why are you up so early?
I have an early flight to catch today. It's just a brief explanation that everyone gets.
Exactly. And rounding out this section, we have brief mentions of asking for a receipt and a bag in a shop. Pretty standard parts of any shopping trip, right? Okay, let's move on now to how we share what we like and don't like, our preferences and opinions. This is where a bit more of our individual personality tends to shine through in conversations.
Absolutely. This really highlights the language we use to express our personal tastes and viewpoints on a whole range of subjects.
Food is such a universal topic, isn't it? We see examples like, I'd like to try some typical Thai food, just indicating a desire or interest, or sharing favorites. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza.
Me too, and I always get lots of toppings.
I love toppings too, like avocados and smoked salmon.
Yeah.
This shows not just a shared liking, but also a way of kind of building connection by elaborating on those tastes.
Yeah, finding that common ground. Musical tastes are another common way we connect. What kind of music do you like? I'm fond of country music. It's a simple statement, but it opens the door for more discussion, doesn't it?
It does. And how we spend our free time says a lot about us too. Like, what do you do when you have free time? I love to read and listen to music. Pretty standard answers.
Or getting more specific with hobbies. Do you do any sport in your free time? I play tennis.
Me too. We should have a match.
Let's schedule it. See how that shared hobby leads directly to a social invitation.
Yeah, straight away. Movies are another great conversation starter. Have you seen the new movie with Tom Cruise? No, but I heard it was good.
Then expressing a general liking. I like his movies. Did you ever watch Top Gun?
Absolutely. I'm really obsessed with it. That shows a shared interest in an actor and a really strong positive feeling about a specific film.
And then there's a more general preference question. Do you prefer movies or television shows?
I can't live without movies.
Strong opinion. Which movie is your favorite?
I would have to say the Titanic is my favorite, but I like many. Leaves it a bit open.
Right. Even everyday choices like what we drink reveal preferences. Which one do you prefer, tea or coffee?
I personally love coffee.
Do you like cream or sugar in your coffee?
Yes, my favorite is French vanilla creamer. It's a small detail, but it tells you something about the person.
It does. And the age-old question, which do you prefer, dogs or cats?
I like dogs. And notice the follow-up. Why?
Because they are smart and friendly.
Yeah, in English, it's really common to give a reason for your preference, isn't it?
Definitely. Back to music, we see a bit more depth. What kind of music do you like? I'm fond of country music.
But the other person admits, I don't know a lot about country music. Who's your favorite?
I really like Kenny Chesney and Trisha Yearwood. So it shows a preference and then seeking more information within that genre.
How we like to travel is also a common topic. A general statement first. Do you like traveling?
Yes, I do. I am particularly addicted to places with beaches.
Which leads to shared enthusiasm. I also love going to the beach and walking along the boardwalk. We can go to the beach together next time.
Nice. Or you see a more specific debate, kind of weighing different options. Brian, where would you like to go?
To the beach sounds good, but there's a lot of jellyfish in August. How about going to the mountains? I hate hiking in hot weather. I want to go swimming. So this highlights differing preferences and, well, the need for compromise sometimes.
Yeah, figuring out what works for everyone. Finally, in this section, sports preferences. Which do you prefer, basketball or football?
Neither. I like car racing.
Oh, interesting. Why?
That's what I saw growing up, so it got me interested.
Again, that why provides the personal context for the opinion. Okay, now let's move on to showing empathy and offering support. This is so key to building strong connections with people.
Yeah, this really demonstrates how English speakers tend to acknowledge someone else's feelings and offer comfort or assistance.
Responding when someone says they're not feeling well is a perfect example. I'm not feeling very well today.
And the typical response, I'm sorry to hear that, what's bothering you? It's a standard empathetic phrase followed by that open-ended question to encourage them to share more.
Exactly. Expressing sympathy when someone has lost something is also a very common reaction. Linda, why are you looking so sad?
I have lost my favorite piercing. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That phrase, I'm so sorry to hear that, is such a go-to expression of sympathy, isn't it?
It really is. Offering help directly is another clear way to show support. Would you give me a hand?
Of course, what can I help you? It's a straightforward offer and shows that willingness to assist.
And while we don't see a full, detailed dialogue laid out, the mention of a conversation about someone's father's health clearly implies a situation where offering support and expressing concern would be, well, natural and expected.
Yeah, it's understood that in those difficult times, these empathetic responses are really important. Okay, let's now dive into the huge area of general social interactions and small talk. The everyday conversations that help us connect with others.
Right. This is where we encounter a really wide array of topics and the kinds of phrases we use to engage with people in all sorts of social situations.
Greetings and just checking in are fundamental, aren't they?
Hi, Mike. How have you been recently?
Same as ever. They may be asking about work. Do you like your new job? It's okay, but I wish it were more interesting. And a similar catch-up about a holiday. Hi, John. How was your winter holiday?
I had a get-together with my high school friends who I hadn't met for many years.
That sounds like it was a lot of fun. These are just typical ways to kick off a conversation.
Totally. Giving compliments is another great way to build positive connections. We see several examples. Your jacket looks amazing.
Thank you, but does it look good on me? Seeking reassurance there.
It looks just perfect. It complements your pants.
Thank you. I bought these recently at the mall. Or you see more direct compliments like, you are so good at dancing, or that dress is perfect, you should get it.
Or even just a simple positive observation like, this coat is really warm, it all worked.
Yeah. Expressing enjoyment after spending time together really reinforces those social bonds. It has been really nice having lunch together.
I agree. It has been too long since I saw you last. Or a simple, nice talking with you.
Same here. And when saying goodbye, it has been lovely seeing you. Take care of yourself.
Will do. I will see you next time I'm in town.
Sounds good. And after someone has stayed with you, I have really enjoyed this trip and visiting new places.
We enjoyed having you stay with us. Thanks again for your generous hospitality.
You're welcome. Don't forget to keep in touch. These phrases just help end interactions on a positive note.
Definitely. Apologizing and accepting those apologies are essential, too, for smooth social interactions. I'm sorry I didn't mean to be so rude.
It's okay. I understand. I apologize, too.
There's no need for that. It shows how to navigate those minor social missteps.
Right. Work is a very, very common topic of conversation. We see examples like asking about someone's job. What's your occupation? I'm a freelance web designer.
That must be a fun job.
Yes, I have a lot of freedom. Or discussing how long someone has been in their field and how they got started.
There's also positive feedback about a colleague. I love working with Dave.
Yes, he is very honest and committed. He always turns his work in ahead of time. You can totally count on him. That's great feedback.
Yeah. And discussions around attending a conference, planning a meeting, including asking to postpone a meeting or explaining being late for one.
And asking about a new colleague and just the general workplace environment. Lots of work talk.
Always. Family is another frequent theme in everyday chats. We see someone wanting to share news about their cousin Sarah.
Asking if someone has brothers or sisters or finding out Lisa is an only child.
Inquiring about what a sibling does for a living, like the brother who's a dentist. And there's also the anticipation of introducing someone to your family members.
Yeah, arranging that meeting. Getting information about a local area is often needed too. Are you familiar with this area?
A little bit. I work nearby.
Do you know where the closest train station is?
Yes, it is 3 blocks away on First Street. Just a practical example of seeking local knowledge.
Invitations to events and the responses are a key part of socializing, of course. Thank you for inviting me to your party.
You are very welcome. What's the reason for the occasion?
It's my housewarming. I just moved here. Shows that polite acceptance and interest in why they're celebrating.
Right. Talking about things that have happened in the past is a huge part of catching up. We see so many examples.
Yeah, from simple things like going to yoga class or a weekend trip to the mall.
A shopping trip where they bought sneakers and a jacket, or a holiday spent climbing in the mountains.
There are also more detailed recounts of travel, like how someone's trip to Spain was.
Or a winter holiday get-together with old high school friends.
And then there's that really detailed exchange about a summer break in Japan. That one covered everything. Food, sightseeing, cultural experiences like the hot springs.
Yeah, even the tricky food like natto, and bringing back souvenirs like chopsticks with names engraved.
Right. It shows how detailed these catch-up conversations can get.
Definitely. Health is another topic that often comes up. We see people discussing having had the flu, maybe having a cold with a sore throat and runny nose.
Feeling unwell or looking pale, having a toothache, or just general feelings of not being themselves, feeling dizzy.
There's also that more in-depth conversation about someone who has a cold, where the other person offers help, support, even offers to make chicken soup and pick up groceries like milk and eggs.
Yeah, that was a lovely example of support.
It was. Shopping experiences are something many people talk about too. We see someone excited about a bargain found at a flea market.
A moment of realizing you don't have enough money for something you like, but finding something else.
Asking about the price of an item. How much is it? It's $50. I'll take it.
Showing off a new purchase. Look what I bought today.
Checking if a store has the right size or color, like a medium sweater or shoes in a specific size.
And then there's that more involved interaction about buying shoes, trying them on, finding one pair is too small, asking about discounts for buying multiple pairs, figuring out payment.
Yeah, the whole process. Even just mentioning using a new app, try this new app, it's very helpful, can be a quick bit of small talk.
Right. And of course, saying goodbye has its own set of polite phrases that we use to end conversations smoothly, depending on the situation, leaving a party, needing to get to an appointment, catching a train.
How we prefer to travel, like choosing to walk versus taking the train or a bus. That's another common topic when discussing getting around. How long does it take? Will this bus go to the airport?
Our sleep habits definitely come up. Did you sleep well? No, I didn't sleep very well. Or telling someone it's time for bed.
Feeling tired, I'm exhausted. Or just commenting on how warm or cold it is, how hot this room is, or it's very warm for winter today.
Engaging in activities like camping, getting ready for a trip, asking if someone's done it before.
And even just commenting on whether we like the taste of food. This hamburger doesn't taste good. Or mentioning foods we don't enjoy, like spicy foods if you're not used to them.
We also see examples of needing to clarify if a meeting time or place has changed.
Conference room B, right? No, we changed the meeting room.
Apologizing if you've kept someone waiting, like because a train was late.
And just expressing general feelings, even if they're a bit negative, like feeling disgruntled and irritable because of the pandemic.
Discussions about specific types of cuisine, like Italian food and favorite dishes. Spaghetti bolognese versus spaghetti with tuna.
Talking about going to the gym how often, whether you feel fit yet.
And even asking if someone is on social media like Facebook and exchanging details.
Sometimes we just need to clarify what someone means by a certain phrase, like, what's a road trip?
Right. It means driving to different places. And while the transcript doesn't go into every single detail from the source, it's clear the source material covered a huge range.
Oh, absolutely. Detailed daily routines, conversations about having a baby, different eating habits, more on being late, exercise routines, catching up on old friends, ordering in restaurants.
Suggesting activities like a free museum visit, responding to missed calls, getting food delivered, adjusting TV volume, bumping into people.
Asking about work hours, offering drinks, discussing breakfast and lunch, sharing news like buying a car, asking for directions as a stranger, appointments, waiting times, arrival times, offering to pay, talking about costs, offering rides, confirming requests, chucking seats, baking mishaps, deliveries, bringing forgotten items, haircut preferences, expressing appreciation, helping with bags, getting coffee, contact methods, starting exercise, deciding lunch, first impressions, requesting leave, asking about professions, illnesses, bedtimes, meeting changes, delays, feeling down, clothing availability. It just goes on and on.
Wow, that really is a huge range. It definitely highlights how much information and connection happens in those seemingly little everyday conversations.
Exactly. And by looking at all these examples, you can really start to notice patterns in the typical ways people express themselves and, importantly, understand what others are saying.
Okay, so as we bring this deep dive to a close, what are the real key takeaways for you, our listener?
Well, I think the most important thing to see is just how many different situations come up in everyday spoken English. We've explored everything from making plans and asking for help to sharing what we like, offering support, plus, countless other social interactions.
Yeah, and we've pointed out a lot of the common phrases that tend to pop up in these different situations, from simple hellos and goodbyes to more specific ways of asking for information or assistance.
And by listening to these natural back and forths, you can get a much better feel for how English conversations actually flow, how important context is, and the often subtle ways people connect with each other through language.
So as you think about these dialogues, maybe pinpoint a few phrases that feel particularly useful for you. Consider how these kinds of conversational patterns might show up in your own day-to-day interactions. Getting familiar with these exchanges can really build your confidence and understanding, and maybe even jumping into similar conversations yourself.
Yeah, which leads us to a really interesting question for you to maybe ponder. How does understanding these seemingly straightforward dialogues actually give you a deeper insight into the, let's say, cultural nuances and social customs within English-speaking environments? Or perhaps think about this. What are one or two specific situations in your own life where you could immediately put some of the phrases and conversation styles we've looked at today into practice?